is Mackenzie. Today, I'm going to show you what it is like being a teenage girl with severe cerebral palsy. I'm just an ordinary teenage girl who has to rely on other people and technology to live a normal life.
Technicals. Ready? Toast? 2 pieces? No. Peanut butter or jam? Jam? Let's go. Slept in today, so you've missed Paul Henry. He's over and done. One jam, one butter. I think people see a disabled little girl, really. She's little. I don't think they see a nearly 17-year-old young lady. I think they probably think that she has an intellectual disability as well, especially because she can't talk and only makes noises. Plans for today? What? Clean your fish tank. Yeah. What else?
I think when people first meet me, they are wary. They don't know what being in a wheelchair and talking through machinery means. I think they probably think I am intellectually slow because of all the equipment I have and because I cannot talk back immediately.
We've got 3 girls, and Mackenzie certainly is, requires a little more attention in terms of things like brushing her hair and helping her get ready for school and those sorts of things. But I mean, she's funny, and engaging, and I can share things with her, and equally, she shares her thoughts, and has always been quite willing to put her thoughts forward and share those. She's not shy in coming forward.
You go out and I'll grab you a brush.
What's one thing that other people have to do for you that you would love just to be able to do for yourself?
Mackenzie's able to pre-program answers into a computerised talker. She has stock words. But if she needs to express something, she'll type it letter by letter using her big toe.
Take myself to the bathroom. Then I could go at school.
Yeah, I can understand that. That would just give you that little bit more independence, wouldn't it?
We don't have anyone outside the family helping. Amanda's parents provide a lot of assistance for Mackenzie, and especially in terms of before and after school. I guess just caring generally, we take responsibility for, but she's pretty independent.
Bubbles have fallen off this one.
She does her own work, her own homework, her own study, goes on the internet, goes on her mobile phone, texts friends, those sorts of things. So it's not like we're needing a lot of support.
Well, it's just what it is. We've done it since the day she was born. There's never been a time when we haven't had to feed her breakfast, lunch and dinner. I guess her going to school is quite nice because it means that's one lunch, that's lunch I don't do. But it's just the way it is. It's not a burden.
I see myself as being normal. because I have been different all my life.
Amanda and Neil sensed something was wrong soon after Mackenzie was born. Nothing they could put their finger on, and nothing the doctors could confirm.
Roly-poly. I remember at the hospital they told me because she couldn't feed, that she was just contrary. I mean, how can a 2 or 3 day old baby be contrary, for goodness sake?
By 7 months, Mackenzie was plump and happy, but had low muscle tone.
Roll. Mackenzie rolled over it, but she doesn't roll continuously, she just rolls once.
This was Amanda's second baby. She knew the milestones.
And our goal is to be sitting by 1.
Mackenzie could bear her own weight, but Amanda was convinced something wasn't right. As the months went by, Mackenzie just didn't progress beyond the sitting stage.
Did you throw them down? We suspected it was cerebral palsy, just from what I read.
At 9 months, doctors diagnosed cerebral palsy. That still didn't tell them what the future might hold for Mackenzie.
But then it's all very vague anyway, you know. She might walk, she might not. She might talk, she might not.
There, 1 step, 2
I was sad that she wouldn't walk. I think Neil was more sad she wouldn't talk.
Give me 5. Oh.
Day by day, they encouraged Mackenzie,
Ready?
but never put limitations on her.
Oh. 1, 2, 3.
And we did resist putting her in a wheelchair for a long time. She didn't go into a wheelchair until she was at school, because I wanted to keep her not as normal as possible. That sounds awful, but I wanted to keep her. I knew she was going to be in a wheelchair all her life, so I didn't want her to have been in it when she was 2 or 3.
Say hi, Mummy. Wave to the camera. Wave.
Looking back now, just having the use of her arms would be good. You know, even the use of her arms would give her, you know, if she could feed herself, clean her own teeth, brush her own hair, use her talker with her hand instead of a foot, you know, her life would be different again.
Life's a constant compromise for Mackenzie. She's happiest when she's in her power chair. She's in charge, driving the joystick. But much of the time, especially when the family goes out, she has to transfer to a manual chair and get pushed around. Not ideal for a girl who seeks independence. But if she wants to talk, her manual chair's the one rigged for her TalkLink computer.
You come across as a really positive person and don't let much get you down. Is there anything, though, that you find frustrating about your disability?
Everything about my disability is frustrating. But if I was to be frustrated all the time, my life would be wasted. Staying positive allows me to have an enjoyable life.
One thing that is really good, I suppose, for you is that you have this. But I wonder if you can imagine what it would be like without, without this device. Have you ever kind of thought about that?
Without technology, I would have no independence. I would have to rely on people pushing me on a manual wheelchair all day, and my communication would be very limited. This probably would mean that I wouldn't be having a mainstreamed education. Because I'm intellectually capable, so I don't need to live my entire life on the benefit.
Right. Maths. Calculus or algebra?
Mackenzie's in year 12 at Rangitoto College.
Do you need your diary?
She's taking a full academic course of 5 subjects.
That one?
She's still reasonably strong in her core muscles, so she chooses to work like this on the floor 3 to 4 hours a night. Mackenzie types her homework into a computer, letter by letter, using that big toe.
Do you want this book or not? No.
Is that frustrating? And what are the rewards for it, sort of the extra time you do?
I get the same rewards as other students. I never feel that the long hours I put into my homework and exams are being wasted. Because I know that these hours are going to get me to university, where I want to be.
Mac, how did you get on with the NCEA?
Okay.
She got level 1 endorsed with merit.
Mackenzie gets extra time for exams. The pressure takes its toll. English took 6 hours of toe typing and left her with a nasty blister.
English was a mixture of achieve merit and excellence.
Fantastic.
Very well indeed.
You put a lot of work into it, Mackenzie. Is it worth it, though?
Mackenzie's NCEA grades are good, but she believes she deserves better. She's angry about the discrimination she's faced.
NCA level 1 English, they have to do a speech. We thought it had been decided that Mackenzie wouldn't do it, and then she was told she had to do it. So she put her speech together, she delivered it to the class, obviously through her talker.
Have you ever been frustrated?
The teacher thought it was great, gave her an excellence.
Are you frustrated right now about something?
Someone else in the school with a higher position decided that no, she wouldn't be able to get it because it was done through the talker.
I can assure you, you are not the only one.
I contacted NZQA and they said no, she didn't meet the criteria.
They took their complaint to the top, to the Minister of Education.
We took it to Aunt Holly and she got a group of moderators, English moderators, to go into the school, and Mackenzie had to repeat the speech again. But then they changed it. They told us apparently that if the school had put in a submission of how Mackenzie was going to do the speech and how they were going to cover it, then that would have been all right. And Mackenzie was very angry about that because the school had no idea they were supposed to do that. We had no idea, she had no idea.
It's been a year since she delivered the speech, and Mackenzie still hasn't been credited. She's still fighting and wants to take the complaint to the Human Rights Commission.
Does she deserve those 3 credits? Absolutely. No doubt in my mind.
So, Mac, what about making friends? Do you find keeping relationships, is that easy?
At college, if you're disabled, your friends are disabled.
And what do you think? What do you think about that?
It is obviously not a dream situation, but diverse friends are better than none.
I think you're right. I think teenagers especially are kind of self-conscious, right?
They're too scared of what it might mean to have a disabled friend.
I think the frustration sometimes must simply be at the speed that you're able to respond. Someone asks you a question or you're part of a conversation, the conversation moves on and you're still trying to frame your answer through your talking device.
It's got to affect relationships because, you know, life's pretty hectic paced, and if you're waiting for someone all the time to say something, or you can't actually hear them, or you can't understand the talker, some people find it hard to understand the talker, you know, until they get used to it. Yeah, I think she's missed out on a lot of that sort of good friendships. Yeah. I think she gets a bit frustrated at times, and she'll have a cry and get it out of her system and just move on again, really. She doesn't always say what it is. The other kids at school probably getting their driver's licence, you know, going to balls and going and doing things which isn't really her anyway, but it might have been.
Those who take the time to get to know Mackenzie find a loyal friend. Darius and Mackenzie don't talk a lot. They just accept and understand each other. His friendship's valued.
You cannot do that.
Right.
Darius, tell me, what kind of friend is he? And you guys, have you known each other a long time?
We became friends in 4th form. He is a good friend because he plays games with me and we talk at lunchtime.
What kind of things do you guys talk about?
Anything and everything.
You're very mature for a 16-year-old, I think. And you don't do much that's kind of frivolous, do you? Kind of girly or silly.
No.
She's very prudish. She's very opinionated.
Do you like to go shopping? No.
She doesn't like lotto. She doesn't like us going to the casino. She gets very titchy about those sorts of things.
Do you like makeup? No.
She's got a good sense of humour, although she would think she's a serious little person. She's not really.
Do you like going out to like school balls or dances?
I don't see any point in it.
Mac, I remember something your mum said about that Mackenzie's a bit of a prude, she said. Where does that come from, do you think?
I don't know. I'm not that prudish. I watch Jimmy Carr.
Okay, well, if you don't find that too offensive, then you're probably not that prudish then.
Tight squeeze, isn't it? Fish are ready for a clean. Alright, you want to sit there? Okay there. Let's go and get all the stuff. That's pretty dirty, isn't it? I was going to get all the cleaning stuff.
I like fish. because they're free in the sense of how they move.
Right.
Oh, I think she's learned to be very patient.
Get set up so we don't make a mess.
And I think that's just really a little bit of a nature of her. You know, there's some things she will just have to wait for because someone's not immediately available and or there's other things going on at that point in time. And I don't think I've ever seen her get upset about having to wait. I think she's very reasonable in that regard.
Right. Should we take a sample to test later?
When I was little, I wanted to be a marine biologist because I wanted to look after marine life. But when we went to SeaWorld, I decided that dolphins were too big and scary.
Yeah, we've always made her helped or let her make decisions because she doesn't have any control. 3, 4, or 5, 6. You don't know. Am I doing this right? Yeah. She can't do what she wants to do when she wants to do it. She always is reliant on someone moving her into a chair or putting something in front of her or helping her or whatever. So if there's any decision that she can have a choice in, absolutely, we've always let it. Onion and garlic in oil. This is a recipe she came up with a few months back. She calls it potato, fish and spinach bake. And we tried it the first time and everyone liked it, didn't they, Matt? Yeah. And she just supervises me and makes sure I'm doing it to her specifications and reminds me if I do anything wrong. And usually, especially when she was little at primary school, whatever she chose we went with, even if it wasn't quite what we would have agreed with or there was a better way of doing something, we'd let her go her way because it was her choice. And she's got so few choices. Right, Mackenzie Louise, no spinach. And this is a spinach bake. What are we going to do now? Something in the fridge. Freezer? Fridge. What do you want? Got lettuce, tomatoes, mushrooms, cauliflower, broccoli, carrots, more mushrooms. Carrots.
I don't think I have control over what people do for me. I just ask people to help me and tell them what I need done.
You happy with that? Got no choice really, have you? No. No, okay. You get cross sometimes, don't you? Sometimes you stamp your foot occasionally. Yeah. Put on a man voice. Tell us off. Not very often. No. This talk is not good for that, is it? Those moany, whingy noises you make, they're very pleasant, aren't they? No? No, we don't think so either, but that's how you let us know that you're cross. What makes you really cross? Frustration. Eh? Can you think of anything that makes you really cross? Anything? Nothing. You have a perfect life. Yeah. You're spoilt rotten. No?
You all right, Mac? Why don't you top it?
I plan to live my life just like any able-bodied person.
Straight in. If you can, mate, go and get yourself into bed.
I will have to overcome many different obstacles, but that's part of life.
You right, Mac? Get into bed.
By just living an ordinary life, I hope that other people, able-bodied and disabled, will see that a disability is not the main aspect of a disabled person's life.